Well, Steve, I tell you, I mean, the whole idea of the Civility Project was to sort of bring people, get people an ability to talk across their ideological and political divides. I don't, I think it's especially important during a crisis like the one we're in. If we can't talk to each other, we can't solve problems. And we're seeing sort of the fruits of that in Washington. I think with this aid package that's been stalled for 3 days while people fight and bicker and it is the worst of us coming out at a time when we need the best of us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the things that struck me over the last week is how important it is to have leadership that
Mhm.
embraces the idea of being able to talk to people
Yeah.
and disagree. You think of the way that the president has acted for 4 years, 3.5 years now, and the bridges he has burned with people in terms of being uncivil almost all the time, especially on social media. That really makes his credibility very precarious right now. And so it's much harder for him to lead the nation the way he should
And I
because of that uncivil history that he has.
and I won't argue with that. I mean, obviously, I've been critical of his behavior and his outlook, but I do think it's time to tone down a little the Trump derangement syndrome and this attack every single word he says, pouncing on. I think he's not the best guy to build confidence around, but we've got to do our best to build confidence around our leaders. I think what we're seeing in Michigan is a different story. Now, I haven't agreed with everything Gretchen Whitmer has done as governor. And I know Mike Shirkey and Lee Chatfield, the Republican legislative leaders, don't agree, but they have been remarkable in their restraint and their support. They both sent out letters yesterday. I know they have some questions about this shutdown order, but they both said, we support the governor, because you do in these times have to rally behind the leader.
Yeah, I think she's done a good job, and they have done a good job of figuring out what the message is, getting
Yes.
it out, and not not letting there be a lot of daylight between them. And that's remarkable, given that just weeks ago they weren't able to accomplish very much.
They couldn't even sit in a room together. But understanding that people are not interested in the fractions, in the fractious conversations, in the name calling, in the back and forth political gotcha. Right now, they're looking for confidence and leadership.
They need solutions. I mean, we need help
Yeah,
from both state and federal government right now,
right.
in
But
in
that
ways that
starts,
we never have before.
and that starts with civil conversations, I think.